From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Cascade Paint and Supply is Reading's oldest family-owned paint store, established in 1953. We are the largest Dunn Edwards dealer in the nation, and most of our products are made in the U.S. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff are ready to answer your questions and help you today.
All right, this is great. You know, I asked and some of you delivered, and I would love to share some of those photos that some of you have sent. And you know, this is beautiful. I love this because we all get to see parts of Northern California that we normally and typically don't get to see. So I want to thank Joe Williams for sharing this image. This is looking down at the Redwood Valley. Beautiful shot here and kind of picturesque. I like what we're seeing here because you've got the solar panels, which in order to best utilize them, you need sunny skies. We're, of course, not seeing that here out there yesterday, but just a beautiful shot nonetheless. Thank you, Joe. Taking a look at Mary Lake in Reading, courtesy of Colin Bowles. There's, of course, Mary Lake itself. A few breaks in the clouds. Another beautiful shot. You know, a lot of times we love to see those sunny skies, but these clouds can really make for some beautiful images. Take a look at this. Not exactly sure where this was taken from, but we are obviously looking at beautiful Mount Shasta. It looks like we have a little bit of a lenticular cloud there, and of course the blue skies surrounding that beautiful shot. Taking a look at near Wairika, courtesy of David Hoffman. There you can see the rain shaft, and you can see the streaks coming from the clouds. That's rain, or it could even be snow here that we're looking at here, but just a beautiful shot. I mean, I love it when you send these images from all over, because every one of you that are watching, no matter where you are, you can see the beauty of Northern California. And this is what has drawn me to really just stay here and never move. You know, you hear about it in the TV industry, that especially these smaller markets, that people come and go very quickly because it's kind of a starter market for people to learn their skills. I learned a lot of my skills here, but I fell in love with the area. And those pictures are an example of why I did. All right, so if you want to share your photos and continue to help share and let everyone see different parts of Northern California, do me a favor and send it to the Weather NorCal app. This is the easiest way for me to share these photos with all of you. It's the free Weather NorCal app. Download it for free, and then of course you can share your photos from there. All right, we do have a dense fog advisory this morning until about 10 a.m. Now this was issued by the National Weather Service yesterday in anticipation of some of the fog that we're probably going to see here for this morning. Now we've got a lot of the ingredients out there, right? A lot of the rain we've seen the last few days, the ground is very saturated, so we've got a lot of moisture at the surface. And if we clear things out enough and have calm enough winds, we could see that fog develop here. So don't be surprised and just be prepared for the fact that even for the areas outside of the fog advisory, I want you to be prepared for the fact that you may run into some fog at times on your morning commute. And not to mention a lot of the surrounding mountain valleys and inland valleys as well. So again, areas of fog this morning with drier pattern for the next few days. We're finally getting a break from this wet weather, and it's well deserved, because we do have more showers by early next week, and not to mention much colder air moving in, which will mean lower snow levels too. All right, so we look at our forecast here for today, and minus some of the fog that we'll see develop, I'm expecting a lot of sunshine for the valley today, not to mention for Siskiyou, Modoc County, and even the eastern mountains. Yeah, there are going to be some clouds out there, but I do expect to see a lot more sunshine than we've seen for a while. Taking a look at your North Coast forecast, again, we can see some fog for some of the inland valleys, some of the mountain valleys around Trinity County as well, and the North Coast, looking at some clearing skies as well. So a couple of things I really want to point out here with the satellite image here. Big swirling area of low pressure, but notice where it's moving. It's moving down to the south. So this little band of moisture right here, that's rain. That's not going to be coming anywhere near us, unfortunately. I'm tracking some colder air up over Alaska right now. Okay, that colder air is expected to slowly migrate in our direction. And what that will do is, of course, give us some colder air and lower snow levels. So we watch this area of low pressure dive down to the south. We watch this colder air slowly dive down to the south as well. Now we're dry through the weekend, and then by Monday that colder air moves in, and we've got those lower snow levels. Look at all the snow we're seeing in the mountains, and of course we'll be looking at showers for the valley. I think we'll see snow levels as low as 2,000 feet, and quite honestly, it could get a little bit lower than that. Now we take you into Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. a little bit of a ridge of high pressure building in. That could dry things out again, but toward the end of next week, we've got another shot of some moisture coming in, and not to mention some colder air moving in as well. So when we look at the precipitation outlook through the rest of this month and into early March, we may go into March like a lion, right? When we started off with rain, you go in like a lion, or if you start off with dry conditions, you go in like a lamb. But there you can see we've got some wet weather possibly in the forecast, looking pretty promising. There's that area low pressure diving to the south, but there it is, that colder air right here diving down to the south. Now, not only are you going to see lower snow levels, but you'll notice a drop in the temperatures. It's going to be beautiful weather the next several days, especially going into Friday and Saturday with temperatures around 70 in the valley, give or take, right? And then eventually, boom, we get this little shot of cold air coming in. Now that'll move out, warms up a little bit, but then another shot of cold air coming in from the Gulf of Alaska. That could bring our temperatures down again. And of course, the positioning of this could bring us more rain and not to mention snow. So there's the below normal temperatures that the Storm Prediction Center is seeing here as we go into the long range. All right, looking at our wave heights for today, around 7 to 8 feet. Looks like they are going to increase. Now, there is no small craft advisory today, but that is going to change for tomorrow, especially as we start to see those wave heights begin to increase. So there it is, south winds at 5 to 15 knots, waves from the west at 4 feet at 10 seconds, and from the northwest at 4 feet at 15 seconds. As I mentioned, no alerts or advisories today, but by tomorrow, that will change as we see those wave heights increase. Here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Temperatures are going to be in the low to mid 50s on average. Fairly dry. I mean, we're dry through the weekend. We'll take it, right? We could use the break. I think it'll be nice for us to enjoy this nice break. And I tell you what, a lot of fresh snow over those mountains. I want to see some of those photos from you of some of those beautiful shots of those, you know, freshly snow-capped mountains. Oh, love it. All right, there you can see those temperatures, upper 50s and low 60s. Take you up north, 60 for Smith River, 59 for Gas Key. There's Trinidad, about 58, and Hoopa, about 60. And there you can see out towards Siskiyou County. Oh yeah, Mount Shasta in its glory. Lots of fresh snow up there. 48 degrees for Weed, 52 degrees for Fort Jones. And there's McDowell with a high of about 48 degrees. We take you off into your Modoc County neighborhood forecast. 50 degrees for Tule Lake as well as Calpines. 49 in Aden, and there's Eagleville, about 50 degrees. And the Eastern Mountains, 54 degrees Shingletown. 47 degrees, that is for Mineral. Paradise about 56, and Kronberg about 52 degrees. There's your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by Haas Farms. Temperatures are starting to inch up. I mean, not warming up a whole lot, but still getting in the low 60s for many of us in the valley. 60 degrees for the city of Shasta Lake, 62 for Redding, 56 out in Whiskeytown and Lakehead, a high of about 58 degrees. Let's take a look at that 7-day outlook for Redding. You got those temperatures around 70 by Friday, Saturday. Temperatures drop slightly on Sunday, but not by much. There's a next chance for showers. And look at the drop in the temperatures. I mean, we're going from 70 on Saturday to 58 degrees by Monday.